Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Jonas Tishner, Director of Content for the Channel Company and a CRN contributing editor. And joining me today, we have very special guest, Jane Lee, who is the Chief Operating Officer with Huawei. Jane, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Thank you, Jonas.
So first question that I have for you is sort of an unusual question, but I think it's important for our North American audience to get a feel for who Huawei is.
Okay. Well, Jonas, thank you for pronouncing it correct.
You're welcome.
So Huawei is, in summary, a global ICT technology company, and ICT stands for the convergence of IT technology and the communication technology. It's actually a very well-known term outside the U.S. And we're a $40 billion company in revenue and growing. Very, very exciting time for Huawei, and we are relatively new in U.S., especially from enterprise product portfolio perspective, and we are bringing a full product suite with a great track record. Just to name some of the examples, we have won over 100 performance record for our server storage portfolio, like SPAC and other benchmark. We're number one in telecommunication, number 3 in smartphone, top player for LTE and ELTE technology. The list goes on, and a lot of folks perhaps already know we have a very broad IP networking portfolio and also storage portfolio. So in summary, that's who we are, and we're a new player in the U.S. channel business. Started 2 years ago. A lot of people heard about Huawei from traveling abroad or from working with the carriers of the world, and hopefully now they will know us in the channel.
Sure. So let's talk a little bit about vertical markets and customer segments that are really getting the most attention from some of your product sets.
So our product sets place basically in virtually all verticals. Of course, since we're relatively new here, we apply more energy into some verticals that we are very passionate about. Education, for example, is our first pick because in U.S., as we all know, we all love our kids. The challenge has been the schools and our kids need more technology. Meanwhile, the budget and the funding has been decreasing. So for a school district able to have to work with a newcomer who can provide everything they need much more cost effectively, and that's very exciting.
Yeah.
For the schools. And the other verticals we work with, media entertainment. Media entertainment is globalizing, so we work with a lot of these companies in London, in China, and now we're working with them in Hollywood, and that leverages our server and storage product strengths. We also work with a lot of data centers because never before you have a product company come into this market bringing everything the data center needs. In addition, we have rolled out a complete new generation of networking and converged infrastructure portfolio for the cloud and data centers. So that's becoming a very big focus for us as well. We also have been very successful in retail. As we all know, for the retail industry, they're going through a transition. The retail store need to be a lot more technology driven, and they also need to converge the stores platform with their e-commerce platform. So there's a lot of technology play there. Meanwhile, there are a lot of competition from folks like Amazon of the world. So it's very interesting and exciting to work with large retail chains as they go through this transformation.
It's hard to avoid the elephant in the room when we talk about Huawei. There's been a lot of reports in the media regarding some pushbacks from the U.S. government in regards to what are seen as possible security issues. Is there any security or trust issues with the Huawei product that folks should be worried about?
There's no elephant in the room, Jonas.
I wasn't trying to be rude, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, actually, it's interesting because when we first started this business, we felt like there's really zero evidence there's any concern about Huawei product we've been selling. So we always just focus on talking about our technology, our solution. We still do that, Jonas. What we are doing differently is we are also proactively asking our partners and end users whether the rumors out there do have an impact on them, and we work them together a lot of times upfront to address these concerns because now we have a lot of references from channels and end users who can stand behind our product, who have enjoyed the benefit of leveraging our technology, so we can basically helping the channels and the end users overcome these concerns up front. Then we can go about doing our business. Then the other thing we are doing, which is very, very important, is Huawei has invested a fairly big team in aligning different parties and addressing the global cybersecurity concern. So what we want to do is to establish an alliance amongst the various parties, hopefully Chinese government, U.S. government, big e-commerce companies and others, and have everybody agree on a global cybersecurity standard so we can all do business much more comfortably. When we use our credit card, we shouldn't be concerned anymore. And when we use our iPhone here, we should feel safe when we travel everywhere in the world. And that's our ultimate goal. So we are turning a situation that's a bit negative against us now to a positive situation to make a difference to the whole community, not just for ourselves. So it's a timing issue, and we have already seen partners and end users increasingly more comfortable working with us. And the other thing important to know is U.S. is a great technology engine, and therefore when new global player enter this market, we've seen this in the past. They all gone through challenges. So if we look at the history, then we feel a lot better about what's going on and a lot more confident as long as we focus on the right direction and doing the right things. This situation will eventually go away. Eventually, this is a free market. It's about the value we can bring to the partners and to the end users, and some of the myths that have no evidence will all be in the past.
Good. So last question. Talk about partnering. Why partner with Huawei?
That's a topic, Jonas, I like to talk about. So there are really, as a partner, I always think about if I build a channel company myself, what's the most important thing? The most important thing, of course, the ability to make money. So we are coming in the marketplace at a very good timing. A lot of the channels are struggling because the products they are representing are overly distributed and the margin are very thin. On the other hand, the market is also moving to the cloud and big data and applications, so they need to reinvest into their business. They can do the transition. So it's a challenging time for the partners. By working with Huawei, they can do both. They can make a lot more money by selling Huawei product than most of the other suppliers. And then Huawei is very interested in working with partners and helping them transition to the next business model. So I think that's the number one reason to partner with Huawei. Then there are many other good reasons. Of course, one of the broadest product line you've ever seen is a great reason that you only have to train one team. Then all of a sudden you can represent everything from server to networking to storage to Wi-Fi to the mobile devices. The list goes on and on. And the other reason is they are all very important. The ability to make money on services, and we have very flexible programming there, and easy to ramp up as a partner. We have online training, and if you have a good staff, they can be trained in working with our product in a couple of days. So overall, I would like to think we are one of the most channel-friendly company you ever seen, and if you can make money on top of that, then that's all the better.
Beauty. Jane Lee, COO of Huawei, thank you so much for taking some time and sitting down with us today.
Thank you, Jonas. It's a pleasure.